I think that some parts were meant to be funny and I didn't laugh. Listen, sis, I love it for her. I love it for you, Harlow. She was just out here doing the work of the Lord, okay? Do we really care about ratings? Like, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, I feel like if you enjoyed a book, you enjoyed it. What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing well whenever you get the opportunity to click on today's video. So I'm going to be sharing with you all a January wrap-up. These are all of the books that I read in the month of January. I decided that I wanted to go ahead and start doing these type of videos to hold myself accountable, to ensure that I remain on track to reach my book goal for 2024. I have challenged myself to read 30 books. If I read more than 30, then girl, go me, but the goal is 30 for sure. And also a way for me to share with my book girlies, the ones that love to read, or if you want to get into reading, hopefully this will inspire you to do so. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you do, and let's dive right in, girl. Starting off, I did finish up Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Now, this book was all the rave, and I will say for the month of January, I was definitely in a romance mood. Contemporary romance is one of my all-time favorite genres, so I was so excited to finally dive into this because so many people have raved about it, but for me it definitely fell short. I have read another one of their books and I just don't think it's for me. Now, you do follow two main characters. You have Elliot and Macy, and we get a view of past and present when it comes to their relationship dynamic. I personally enjoyed the writing of the past tense, how we got to see how they met, and a lot into them as just people. I felt like that was the bulk of the character development. Now, as they navigate into adulthood, they have some unfinished business that relates to things that have happened in the past. I just don't like the way that Macy communicated. I feel like Elliot, he was the more mature one in this relationship, but Macy was very underwhelming for me. I find myself just kind of getting annoyed with her. I just feel like in adult romances, when it falls short for me is when people do not take their lives into their own hands and figure out what they need to do versus blaming someone else and also putting their emotional baggage on other people. Now, I feel like if you strip this book down and you take away the spice and take away some of the inappropriate language, this could definitely be a YA romance. If they had just written it as it was in the past, if that makes sense. So yeah, someone in their 20s, I think, could enjoy this, but take away the spice, clean it up a little bit, and to me, this is definitely a YA romance. Girl, just my opinion. So the next book that I read was on Kindle Unlimited, and it was The Collected Regrets of Clover, and it's by Mickey Brammer. Guys, I loved this book so much. It definitely lives rent-free in my head. If I'm being honest, do we really care about ratings? Like, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, I feel like if you enjoyed a book, you enjoyed it. All of the gems that was in this book. So we follow our main character, Clover, and Clover is a death doula. Basically, she helps people as they are about to die. She talks to them, let them just talk to her. Even if they have family, she's there to support them and their family, or she's just there if they have no one else. Like, what she does is so selfless, and you get to follow her as she is a person that is carrying this grief with her. Her grandfather died while she was traveling abroad for school, and it was like she never forgave herself for him dying alone because he raised her. And she just took on this role to ensure that others didn't, meet the same fate that he did. She was just out here doing the work of the Lord, okay? To kind of see how she was navigating her life in grief, it was almost like she was living her life like it was already over. Everything about it, I just absolutely love. There is a small snippet, subplot of romance, which we got to see her experience that because she has never been in a real relationship. She has never had real friends. So we get to just watch her life blossom in front of her eyes, and for her to learn that she still has so much life to live. So I love it. I feel like you should just try to read it. It is very sad. It is a sad book. It is something about me and sad books that I just appreciate. Some of the things that was said in this book, it was like, yes, I found myself just getting so like, yes, like people feel like this. So yeah, I feel like people don't talk about grief enough. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that we have to learn how to manage. So highly recommend The Collected Regrets of Clover. So after The Collected Regrets of Clover, I wanted another romance. I just needed something that was going to make me feel good and just a really good, easy read. And girl, I got it in this Abby Jimenez book. This is my first read by Abby Jimenez, and y'all, I loved it so much. It's just so freaking cute. It's called Part of Your World. This is the first book to the sequel, Yours Truly, I believe, that everyone was talking about last year. I don't think you have to read these in order, but the way my brain works, I needed to read this one first, and I'm so happy that I did because I ate this up. It was so freaking good. So you follow Alexis Montgomery and Daniel Grant. Alexis comes from this high-powered background. Her families are doctors. They have a well-established name. Like, she comes from this affluent lifestyle, and Daniel, in his own right, his family has made a name for themselves, but it is very like backwoods, the country, the sticks, and their worlds collide. I love the way that this book explored emotional abuse that women receive in relationships. Like, it was definitely executed well, and also just how we can find love in the most unlikely places. So Alexis knows that he can never fit into her world, and he just doesn't understand why until he does. So they, you know, girl, they fall in love and stuff, and I love it, but it's definitely a road to get to the love that they share. If you want something light and fluffy and just an easy read, you will gobble this up. Abby Jimenez, yes, queen. I am so happy that I experienced her writing early this year, because she also has a new book that's on my calendar that's coming out in 2024, sis. I'm there, girl. The next book is also one that was on Kindle Unlimited, and I just kind of selected it on a whim. It's called All I've Wanted, All I've Needed by A.E. Valdez. Black author here, and girl, I ate it up. So good. So we follow Harlow, and Harlow is trying to navigate life. She's just trying to figure out what it is that Harlow wants. She's been living in the shadows of her ex-boyfriend. He proposed to her, and she turned down his proposal. This is out of the gate of the book, and he is this I think he is a baseball player, if I'm not mistaken. He's this famous baseball player that is used to getting everything he wants, including her. And she's just like, no, like, I don't want to marry you. I want to figure out what it is that I want to do with my life. So fast forward, she goes on this yoga retreat with her friends. I love a good friend group, girl. She goes on this yoga retreat with her friends, and she gets this job offer to move to Seattle. Okay, move to Seattle, and she meets Ace. Listen, sis, I love it for her. I love it for you, Harlow. Her and Ace do not get off on the best start. It's definitely not enemies to lovers, but she meets Ace through one of her yoga clients. That's her brother. But their relationship blossoms into something that was so beautiful, and I love how he cared for her, what she wanted in her life. He encouraged her to pursue all of it. I also loved how there's some spice in here, but it's definitely a buildup. You really get to see their relationship blossom. Nothing was rushed with Ace and Harlow, and I loved that you got to see some courting, like back in the day, some courtship, honey. Like, take me on a date. Take me on a day, honey. Like, fall asleep next to me and let's just cuddle, like that intimacy. So we get to see how their relationship went from friendship to being in love, and it's so beautiful. This book is so well written, y'all. Like, why are we not talking about this queen of an author? Like, why? So good. Definitely check it out on Kindle Unlimited. Girl, I just loved it so much. The last book for January is also on Kindle Unlimited. Y'all, I've been wearing Kindle Unlimited out, and I ain't gonna stop no time soon, because you find some hidden gems and just some really good books that you can explore. And I have mentioned to you guys before, Kindle Unlimited has definitely stepped their game up as it relates to what is out there for you to read on Kindle. So good. Definitely check it out. So the last book that I read on Kindle Unlimited is one that I DNF. Girl, it's called Finley Donovan is Killing It by, who is this by? By El Casamino. I think that's how you say that. Girl, I just couldn't. Like, I just could not take this story serious. I am almost believing that I am just not the biggest mystery thriller girl. If it has elements of mystery, I can deal, but I feel like this was written in the way that I was just like, y'all, for real? I think that some parts were meant to be funny, and I didn't laugh. I didn't tell y'all what it was about, huh? So basically, you have Finley, and she is this author. She is going through a lot of things in her life, like I think she's recently divorced. I'm gonna say it's recently divorced. She doesn't have any money. She's broke. She's having to fend for herself, and her ex-husband is threatening to take her kids. She's an author, and she has not written a successful book in a really long time, and she's on this deadline. She's going to meet with the person that published her books, and they're talking about a book, and someone overhears that, a woman overhears that, and she thinks that Finley is like this hit woman, and she basically wants Finley to kill her husband because her husband is this bad man. And also, when I found out what made her husband this villain, I definitely lost interest. Like, I just, no. It was a hard DNF for me. I'm good on that. All right, friends, so I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If so, again, please do not leave without giving it a big thumbs up. If you guys have checked out any of these books or plan to explore any of these books in 2024, let me know, girl. I would love to hear from you. As always, I have enjoyed our time together, and I will catch you in the next one, girl. Bye, friend.